Welcome to the Valley Center Playhouse.
Of the world. They lied and stole and cheated and smoked cigars, even the girls, and talked dirty and hit little kids and cussed their teachers and took the name of the Lord in vain and set fire to Fred Shoemaker's old broken down tool house.
And that's not all. Somebody sent 5 dozen donuts to the firemen, and the Herdmans ate them all. And what they couldn't eat, they stuffed down their pockets and down the front of their shirts.
And they wrote this really, really dirty word on the back of Naomi Wild's favorite pet turtle. So now she can't take it to the YMCA pet show. Her mother won't let her.
What was the word?
And they did it in fluorescent paint, so it glows in the dark. So when you can't see the turtle, you can still see the word.
And they put a whole bunch of tadpoles in the school drinking fountain. Mrs. Barnes swallowed a few by mistake. Somebody yelled, "Mildred, stop! You're drinking tadpoles!" But it was too late.
Did she get sick?
Not right away.
And that's not all. Now I'm going to tell you about the Christmas pageant and what they did to that. There were 6 of them: Ralph, Imogene, Leroy, Claudia, Ollie, and Gladys. And they went through the Woodrow Wilson School like those South American fish that strip your bones clean. They went around town the same way, stealing things and tearing things up and whamming kids. So it was hard to get away from them. There was only one safe place.
Sweet hour of prayer, because there are no herdmans there. But Jesus loves us, as they say, because he keeps them miles away.
That was my brother, Charlie. That's what he said when the Sunday school teacher asked him what his favorite thing about church was. Charlie said, "No herdmans." And that made the teacher mad because all of the other kids had nice things about God and Jesus and good feeling. But old Charlie told the real truth. No herdmans.
I don't care what everybody else said. That's what they really thought. I mean, all the other stuff is okay, but the main good thing about church, herdmans aren't there, ever.
That's not a very Christian sentiment, it seems to me.
Well, it's a very practical sentiment. Charlie was black and blue all last year because he sat next to Leroy Herdman at school.
Is that the worst one, Leroy?
We're all the worst ones.
Ralph's the biggest, so if Ralph gets you,
That doesn't make any difference, because Gladys isn't big, but she's fast, and she's mean, and she bites.
Sorry I asked. Just stay away from all of them.
That's why I said, stay away from them and go to church.
Oh, I'm glad to hear you feel that way.
Why?
No arguments this year about the Christmas pageant.
I don't want to be a shepherd again.
Well, tell Mrs. Armstrong you want to be a wise man.
I don't want to be in it.
Oh, everyone's in it. Well, just think how I would feel sitting there on Christmas Eve if my own children weren't in the pageant. Well, think how your father would feel. You'd feel terrible, wouldn't you, Bob? Wouldn't you, Bob?
Actually, I wasn't going to go. It's always so crowded there. They could use my seat. I'll just stay home, relax, put on my bathrobe. Oh, you know, there's never anything different at the Christmas pageant anyway.
Well, there's going to be something different this year.
Oh, what?
Charlie's going to wear your
be, Hannah?
Why don't you be Joseph? Elmer Hopkins will pay you $1 to be Joseph. Elmer's sick of being Joseph every year, just because his father's the minister. No one wants to be Joseph.
Nobody wants to be in it.
What are you going to be this year, Beth?
I'm always in the angel choir.
Well, there. Why can't Charlie be in the angel choir?
Because I can't sing.
From what I've heard, that's not much of a drawback. The way in a manger always sounded like a closet full of mice.
What do you wear in the angel choir?
Bed sheets.
Oh, some choice, a bed sheet or a bathrobe. Come on, let's go watch some TV.
Oh, you know that Mrs. Armstrong works very hard to make this a lovely experience for everyone.
Oh, Mom, Mrs. Armstrong just likes to run things.
You know she's right. Helen Armstrong directs the pageant. She's in charge of the bazaar. She runs the Pollock supper. Why, I think she would preach the sermon if someone would let her.
Is that George Armstrong's wife?
Uh-huh.
Well, maybe she'll run the hospital this year, because that's where she is. I just talked to George the other day, and he told me his wife broke her leg, and she's going to be in traction for 2 weeks, and laid up until the first of the year.
The first of the year, they'll have to cancel Christmas.
She's in charge of Christmas.
Oh, well, no, but there's the bazaar, the pageant, the Pollock supper. I feel sorry for Helen, but who are they going to get to do all those things?
Yes, I'll take over the bazaar, Annette, if you do the potluck supper. I don't know what in the world they're going to do about the pageant, unless, how about Grace?
Oh, I couldn't possibly. I'm so busy. Why, I have company all that week. How about Grace? Hello, Grace.
Bob, I have to direct the pageant.
Does that mean I have to go?
Our Christmas pageant isn't what you'd call four-star entertainment. Mrs. Armstrong breaking her leg was the only unexpected thing that ever happened to it. It was always the same old Christmas stories, the same old carols, the same old Mary and Joseph. And that's what my mother was stuck with. That and Mrs. Armstrong.
Tell you again, Grace, how important it is that you give everyone a chance. Here's how I do it. I always start with Mary. And I tell everyone it's so important we choose our Mary very, very carefully. Because Mary is the mother of Jesus.
Yes, Helen, I know that.
Yes, and then I tell them about Joseph and how he was God's choice to be Jesus' father. That's how I explain all that.
I thought she was in traction. How come she talk on the phone when she's in traction?
What do you think traction is?
When they play see?
No such luck. Beth, we need salt and pepper and napkins. Can you get those?
And I always say, there are no small parts, only small actors.
Hold on, Charlie. Leave some for us, will you?
Leroy Herdman stole my lunch again.
How can you let him do that to you day after day?
How am I supposed to stop him? Where's the chicken?
Always.
Grace, where's the chicken?
It's still in the oven.
Now, you're going to have to get someone to push the wise men on, otherwise, push the angels on, otherwise they get in each other's way and break their wings. Bob could do that, and he could keep an eye on the shepherds, too. Another thing about the angel choir, Grace, do not let them wear lipstick. They think that just because it's a play that they have to...
Helen, there's someone at my door.
Yes, but they put it on and it looks just terrible.
Someone at my door, Helen. I've got to go. I'm coming.
Excuse me, lady. Could you spare me a bite to eat? I haven't had a square meal in 3 days.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, it's only you.
Well, I was getting kind of lonely at the table all by myself.
Well, I think that Helen must be feeling very lonely at the hospital.
Not as long as the telephones are working.
Let me guess. She told you no small parts, only small actors.
And getting someone to push the baby angels on stage and making the shepherds shut up.
Yes, she suggested your father.
Does that mean I have to go?
And don't get just any old baby for Jesus Christ. Get a quiet one. Better yet, get two. That way, if one of them gets fussy, you can switch them.
My mother didn't pay much attention to Mrs. Armstrong. She said Mrs. Armstrong was stuck in the hospital with nothing to do but think up problems. But there weren't going to be any problems. Of course, my mother didn't count on the Herdmans. That was Charlie's fault.
Hey, Leroy, you give me back my lunch.
Sure, kid, here.
You stole my dessert again.
How do you know?
Because it isn't here.
What was it?
2 Twinkies.
Yeah, that's right. That's what it was.
Hey, Leroy, you think it's so great to steal my dessert every day? Well, you know what? I don't care if you steal my dessert. I'll even give you my dessert. I get all dessert I want in Sunday school.
What kind of dessert?
All kinds. Chocolate cake, candy bars, cookies, Twinkies, big meals. We get refreshments all the time, all we want.
You're a liar!
And cupcakes, and candy bars, and donuts.
Who gives it to you?
The minister?
Why, is he crazy?
No, I think he's rich.
Sunday school, huh?
That was the wrong thing to tell the Herdmans. And sure enough, the very next Sunday, they were in Sunday school. Just in time to hear about the Christmas pageant.
What's a pageant?
It's a play.
Like on TV? What's it about?
It's about Jesus.
Everything here is.
And it's about Mary. Mostly it's about Mary.
Who's married?
I am. Well, probably I am. I know the part.
All right, Beth and Charlie, let's go. David, you too. Everyone come on, let's set up in here. All right, let's all settle down. Okay, now this won't take very long. We're just here to decide who will play the main roles in our Christmas pageant.
Mrs. Bradley, can Beverly and I sing the angel choir?
Yes, of course. And remember, everyone will have an important role to play. It's like Mrs. Armstrong always says, there are no small parts, only small actors. Isn't that what Mrs. Armstrong always says?
That's what she always says, but she never says what it means.
Well, don't you know what it means?
I know what it means. It means all the shortcake have to be in the front row of the angel choir, or else nobody can see them.
Well, not exactly. What it really means is even the littlest baby angel is just as important as Jesus.
But no one is as important as Mary.
Well, naturally, that's what you think, Alice. I think Jesus is most important.
I still think it means the shortcake's have to be in the front row.
Well,
not
Jesus.
They should be in the front row. They're Jesus.
Everyone is important. Jesus, Mary, and the short kids. Now, is everyone here? Beverly, would you mind stepping out in the hall and making sure there's no one else coming? Thank you. Now, I wanted to remind the littlest baby angels that they'll need bed sheets.
Mrs. Bradley, will the angel choir need bed sheets too?
Yes, and if any of you have any extra bathrobes, would you, oh, what's the, oh my goodness, let's make room for the Herdmans. Oh, now, where did Beverly go?
I think she went home. I think she got sick.
Oh, did she say she was sick?
She just left. All I did is I just said, "Hi, Beverly," and she just left.
Oh, my. Well, could someone please remind Beverly about our rehearsals? They'll be every Wednesday after school. Be sure to be to everyone.
What if we get sick?
You won't get sick. Now, whoever plays our Mary and Joseph must absolutely be to every rehearsal.
What if they get sick?
They won't get sick either.
Well, Beverly got sick, and we haven't even started yet.
Now, we don't know that Beverly got sick. Beverly just, well, oh, Beverly. Are you all right? Let's find you a place. Ooh, there, Doris. Well, I guess we should start by talking about Mary and what kind of a person she was. Now, Mary was quiet and gentle and kind. And whoever plays Mary ought to try to be that kind of a person. Now, who would like to volunteer to be Mary? Imogene, did you have a question?
No, I want to be Mary. Ralph over there, he wants to be Joseph.
Yeah, right.
Oh, well, let's just make a list of volunteers, and we'll decide a little later who they should be. Now, Ralph has volunteered to be our Joseph. Who else would like to volunteer? Elmer?
No.
Any of you shepherds? Oh, very well. Ralph will be Joseph. And now Imogene has volunteered to be Mary. I'll just write that down. Now, who else can I add to my list? Doris? Maxine? Alice, don't you want to be Mary?
No, I don't want to.
I'll be Mary.
Shut up, Gladys. I'm already married. You be a wise man.
Well, now, the wise men were usually boys, but of course they don't have to be.
I'll be a wise man.
Me too, Claudia. You want to marry? Then raise your hand.
What's a wise man?
Just raise your hand.
What's left to be?
Some angel.
I'll be that. What is it?
Oh, it's the angel of the Lord who visits the shepherds in the field and tells them Jesus was born. Oh, we could have some volunteers after all. David, would you like to be a wise man?
No, I just wanted to say I can't be a wise man. I'm going to Philadelphia.
Well, why didn't you say so before?
I just remembered. My mom doesn't want me to be a shepherd.
Why not?
I don't know. She just said don't be a shepherd.
I'm not going to be a shepherd.
Oh, yes, you are. Now, what's the matter with all of you?
I don't want to be a shepherd. Gladys Herman hits too hard.
Oh, Gladys isn't going to hit anybody. She'll bring the good news of Jesus' birth to the shepherds.
And hit them.
Now, Elmer, that's ridiculous, and I don't want to hear another word about it. Now, no shepherds may quit or get sick. Well, that will be all for today, boys and girls. You can go. Oh, but don't forget our rehearsal next Wednesday after school. Oh, Alice, what in the world was the matter? Why didn't you volunteer today? Did you volunteer just a minute?
Oh, come on, Alice. I don't know. I didn't dare raise my hand. Imogene would have killed me. She said, I'm going to be married in this Christmas pageant, and if you open your mouth and raise your hand, you'll wish you didn't. And I said, but I'm always married in the Christmas pageant. And she said, go ahead then. Next spring, when the Pussulos come out, I'm going to stick a Pussulo so far down your ear that nobody can ever get it out. And it will sit there and grow and grow, and you'll spend the rest of your life with a Pussulo bush growing right out of your ear.
You know she wouldn't do that.
She would too. The hood would do anything. You just wait. They're going to do something terrible and ruin the whole pageant. And it's all your mother's fault. Come on, Maxine.
Jane, Edna McCarthy, did you hear? Well, it has to be Grace's fault somehow. How else would the 6 of them get into our Christmas pageant when they ought to be in the county jail?
Vera, Irma Slocum. I just heard that Imogene Hartman is going to be married in the Christmas pageant. And is that a fact to all 6 of them? Vera, I live next door to that outfit, and I would rather live next door to a zoo. Has Grace gone crazy?
Where did they come from? Who let them in? Imogene Hartman. What kind of a child is that to play Mary, the mother of Jesus? Where was Reverend Hopkins, I'd like to know? Visiting shut-ins? Well, I'm a shut-in, and he wasn't visiting me. What is the matter with Grace? Sit them away or told her to go home. I'm feeling so responsible. If I had been up and around, this never would have happened.
If I had been up and around, this never would have happened. Oh, well, let me tell you.
don't tell me. I'm on your side. Now the
Helen
part.
Armstrong is not the only woman alive who can direct a Christmas pageant. I made up my mind to do the best job I could under the circumstances, but now I'm going to make this the best Christmas pageant ever, and I'm going to do it with the Hermans. Oh, after all, they're the only ones who raised their hands. Nobody else did.
Good for
and
you,
I-
Grace. Now the car's over here.
And you're going to help me.
Does that mean I have to?
Yes! You have to go! Now the inn is back here off stage, and the shepherds are going to enter in from this direction, and then they're going to gather around the manger.
Where'd the shepherds come from anyway?
What's an inn? It's like a motel where people go to spend the night.
What people? Jesus?
Oh, honestly, Jesus wasn't even born yet. Mary and Joseph went there.
Why?
To pay their taxes. At a motel?
Shut up, Ollie. Everybody shut up. I want to hear her. Begin at the beginning.
The beginning,
The beginning of the play. What happens first?
Imogen, this is the Christmas story from the Bible. Haven't you ever heard the Christmas story from the Bible? Well, that's what this pageant is. I'd better read it to you.
I do not believe that. Do you? They've never heard the Christmas story.
Why not? They don't even know what the Bible is. They've never been in church in their whole lives until your dumb brother told them that we got refreshments. Now we have to waste all this time for nothing.
All right now. And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And Joseph also went up from Galilee with Mary, his wife, being great with child.
Pregnant? She was pregnant.
All right, we all know that Mary was pregnant.
I don't think it's very nice to say Mary was pregnant.
Well, she was.
I don't care. I don't think your mother should say Mary was pregnant. It's much better to say great was the child. I'm not supposed to talk about people being pregnant, especially in church.
And she brought forth her firstborn son and wrapped him in swaddling clothes and laid him in a manger because there was no room for them in the inn.
My gosh. They didn't have room for Jesus?
Well, nobody knew that the baby was going to be Jesus.
Didn't Mary know? Didn't he know? What's the matter with Joseph? That he didn't tell them. Her pregnant and everything.
What's a manger? Some kind of bed?
Well, now they didn't have a bed in the barn, and so they had to use whatever there was. What would you all do if you had a new baby and no bed to put it in?
We put Gladys in the bureau drawer.
Well, there you go. You didn't have a bed for Gladys, and so you used something else.
Well, we had a bed, only Ollie was still in it and she wouldn't get out. She didn't like Gladys. Remember how you didn't like Gladys?
That was pretty smart of Ollie not to like Gladys right off the bat.
Anyway, a manger is a large wooden feeding trough for animals.
What were the wadded up clothes?
The what?
It says in there she wrapped him in wadded up clothes.
Oh, swaddling clothes. They used to take big pieces of material and wrap babies up very tightly. It made them feel cozy.
You mean they tied him up and threw him in a feed box? Where was the child welfare?
The child welfare is at our house every 5 minutes. There wasn't any child welfare in Bethlehem.
I'll say there wasn't.
And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord.
Shazam!
What?
Out of the black night with arms all bended, the mighty marvel,
Gladys, I don't even know what you're talking about.
the mighty marvel in Amazing Comics. Out of the black night with arms all bended.
Gladys, this is the angel of the Lord who visits the shepherds in the field and tells them Jesus was born.
Out of nowhere, right in the black night, right?
Well, in a way.
Shazam!
Now, when Jesus was born, there came wise men from the east, bearing gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh.
What's that?
They were special things, spices and precious oils.
Oil? What kind of a present is oil? We get better presents from the welfare.
Well, they the welfare, the wise men.
No, they were kings.
Well, it's about time somebody important shut up. If they're kings, they can get the baby out of the barn and tell the innkeeper where to get off.
They were kings, and they were sent by Herod. And he was the main king, and he wanted to find the baby Jesus and have him put to death.
My gosh, he was just born. They're gonna kill a baby?
Who's Herod in this play?
Herod isn't in the play.
He's out to kill the baby and he isn't even in the play.
Somebody better be Herod. I know. Let Charlie be Herod. He says, go get me that baby. They say okay because he's a king and all.
Then they don't do it. They go back and get Herod.
I'm not going to be Herod. No one is going to be Herod.
No, Joseph gets the shepherds together and they go wipe out Herod.
See, they're gonna put one in and it's gonna be me and I'm gonna get killed.
No, please forget about Herod. There is no Herod.
And I run away with the baby till the fight's over.
Well, someone should go and get the innkeeper. Gladys, you get the innkeeper.
I can't. I'm an angel.
Well, I wouldn't just hang around out in the barn. I'd go get a room. She said there wasn't any room. Then I'd throw someone out. I'd tell them, I've got this baby here and it's the middle of winter. So either get out or move over.
Well, I'd go after Herod.
I just send the angel after him. She could just point her electric finger and turn him into a pile of ashes.
Yeah! What's the name of this place? She never even said.
Christmas pageant.
That's the name of this place. I know the name. I know the name. I call it Revenge at Bethlehem. Yeah!
Revenge at Bethlehem. The Herdmans thought the Christmas story came right out of the FBI files. But at least they picked the right villain. It was Herod they wanted to gang up on, not baby Jesus. But our baby Jesus quit the pageant. It was supposed to be Eugene Slocum, but Mrs. Slocum said she wasn't going to let Imogene Herdman get her hands on him. So we didn't have a baby Jesus, and that bothered my mother. She kept trying to scratch with baby, even at the last rehearsal. What do you keep writing in that book?
It's like a diary.
It is not. It's all about the Herdmans. Imogene curses and swears all the time. Ralph talks about sexy things. Mrs. Bradley called Mary pregnant. Gladys Herdman drinks communion wine. It isn't wine. It's grape juice.
I don't care what it is. She drinks it. I've seen her 3 times with her mouth all purple. They steal, too. If you shake the birthday cake, it doesn't make a sound because they stole all of the pennies out of it. And every time they go into the ladies' room, Imogene Herdman is sitting there in the Mary costume, smoking cigars.
And you wrote this all down? What for?
For my mother and Reverend Hopkins and the Ladies' Aid Society and anybody else who wants to know what happened to the whole package to be a big mess.
Oh, Beth, come on back. Alice, you too. We need to get started. Now, this is going to be our last rehearsal.
So great! Hi, I just wanted to let you know that we're all back in the back and we're making applesauce cake and we will try to stay out of your way. I take it this is your dress rehearsal?
Oh, it's supposed to be. Oh, Edna, didn't I hear that your niece had a new baby not long ago?
Oh yes, 5 weeks ago. She's so adorable.
What would you think if I were to call your niece and ask her if we could borrow her for the
Grace, no! Oh, I could lie. I could tell you the baby was cranky or sick or something. But the truth of the matter is she's perfectly happy and healthy and beautiful. And we all want her to stay that way. So we're certainly not going to loan her to the likes of Imogene Herdman. Sorry, Grace. Ugh.
Mrs. Bradley, you can use my little brother for Jesus.
David, I didn't know you had a new baby.
He's not new. He's 4 years old. He's double jointed. I bet he can stretch up.
I don't think that
I'll
will
get
work.
us a baby.
How can you do that?
There's always 2 or 3 babies sitting around in strollers outside the supermarket. I'll just get one of them.
Imogene, you can't just run off with somebody's baby. Oh, we'll forget about the baby. We'll just use a doll.
Yeah, that's better anyway. Dog can't bite you.
Oh, and Imogene, Mary didn't wear earrings.
I have to wear these. I just got my ears pierced. If I don't keep something in them, So we'll go back together.
They're not going to grow back in an hour and a half. What did your doctor tell you?
What doctor?
Well, who pierced your ears?
Gladys.
She probably did it with an ice pick. I bet Imogene's ears will turn black and fall off.
All right, we'll just find something smaller. Now, is this your costume? Is this what you're going to wear? You were all supposed to wear your costumes today.
I can't find my halo.
And my wings are bent.
My mother doesn't have any white cheese. Could I wear a suit with balloons on it?
No, Doris.
I don't have a costume. I was never a shepherd.
You have to wear your father's bathrobe. That's what I have to do.
Hasn't got a bathrobe.
Then what does he wear around the house?
Underwear.
All right. We'll all just pretend like we're wearing costumes.
Are we going through the whole thing?
Of course. But we'll just start with the entrances. So let's all clear these away. Get to where you begin. Quickly and quietly now. Good. Shepherds. Maxine. Maxine, just go ahead and start with your last few lines.
Shepherds keeping watch over their flocks by night.
And music and shepherds.
And an angel of the Lord appeared unto them.
No, Gladys. No, Gladys. Go on, Maxine.
And a multitude of heavenly hosts.
Music, angels. And music, wise men.
I've got the baby here.
Oh, no, Mary doesn't say anything. No, Mary doesn't say anything. Joseph doesn't, nobody says anything. We just all make a lovely picture for everyone to look at so that they can think about Christmas and whatever that means. Now put the baby back.
I don't want to say anything. Some angel just walks up and tells me what to name the baby. I would have named him Bill.
Oh, what a horrible thing to say.
Well, which angel was it? There are angels all over the place. Was it Gladys?
No, Gladys visits the shepherds in the field and tells them that Jesus was born.
Yeah. Unto you a child is born.
Unto me, not them, me. I'm the one that had the baby.
No, that just means that Jesus belongs to everyone. Unto all of us a child is born.
Why did they let Mary name her own kid? What did the angel do? Just walk up and say, name him Jesus?
Yes.
I know what the angel said. She said his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace.
My gosh, you never get out of the first grade if you had to write all that.
Hey, Leora, catch.
Oh no, let's get the baby. Oh no. Oh,
Mrs. Bradley, what should I do? Should I start over?
oh, 5 minutes, Maxine. Oh, 5 minutes, everyone.
We never did start over, and we never did go through the whole thing. The 5 minutes turned into 15 minutes, and Imogen Herman spent the whole time smoking cigars in the ladies' room. So, and Mrs. McCarthy went in and saw all the smoke. She called the fire department, and they came right away.
Oh, oh, oh,
They cleared everyone out of the building and dragged a fire hose through the church looking for a fire to put out. But the only one they found was in the kitchen. All the applesauce cake burned up. Of course, the ladies were mad about that. And Mrs. McCarthy was mad. And my mother was mad.
Why did you call the fire department over just a little bit of smoke?
A little smoke? It was a lot of smoke. The room was full of thick smoke.
It couldn't have been you. Just got excited and how the church is crawling with firemen and the shepherds are all over the fire truck. Baby angels are crying out in the street and half of the neighborhood is here. Didn't you know it was cigar smoke?
No, I didn't know it was cigar smoke. I don't expect to find cigar smoke in the ladies' room of the church. Oh, oh.
You know,
Well,
Jesus
sure,
would be
the
Jesus
short
without
ones,
mother,
you know.
so that's why she's
should.
supposed to
I
be
can
better.
tell you. Guys, wait. We have an audience. We're gonna have a 15-minute intermission.
If you'd like to use the restroom, flow stand the right is the ladies' room and then the men's room.
And if you want to get a snack, you have to go around this way and make a line around. Because if you go that way, the herders will get you.
Come on, let's get them.
Alice Spindleton's mother was mad too, and the whole Ladies' Aid Society was mad. Reverend Hawkins didn't think anyone was going to show up. I didn't think so either, and neither did Charlie, but we were wrong. On Christmas Eve, the church was jammed full. Everyone came to see what the herders would do.
Here. Oh, watch your step.
I can't even see where I'm going.
Let me help you. Let me take this.
Oh, thanks. What am I supposed to do with this?
Oh, I thought it might look like a palm tree. Oh, I can see now that it doesn't. Maybe. Oh, Bob, I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen tonight. The Herdmans, they still think it's some kind of spy story. This might be the first Christmas pageant in history where Joseph and the wise men get into a fist fight and Mary runs off with the baby. Where are the kids?
Oh, all the kids in the world are downstairs putting on bed sheets.
No, I mean our kids.
We're here.
Oh, good, you're in your costumes already.
It's just gonna be awful, you know. They look like trick or treat, all dirty and fastened together with safety pins, wearing their moldy old sneakers. Mary and Joseph, I mean, they look like refugees or something.
That's what they were. Mary and Joseph, they were refugees. They were a long way from home. They didn't know anybody. They had no money, no place to stay. They're probably tired and cold and hungry and messy.
I'm not sure about tired and cold and hungry, but they sure are messy.
Oh, messy, Bob, do you think
I
I
think
should...
that you worry too much. Now, you want me to push the baby angels on, right? And push the shepherds on and give them their staffs? And when do I do all that?
Oh, just follow the script.
Okay, let's see here. Angels, shepherds, wise men. Doesn't say anything about a fire engine.
Oh,
Just kidding, just kidding.
all right, now everybody come on. Come on stage. I want to get a good look at you before we start. Shepherd, angels, Mary, Joseph, the wise men. Is everyone here?
Does the angel choir go on stage in the blackout?
Yes.
But how do we see in the
Oh,
dark?
Beth, I want you to be sure to be down front so that you can help with that, okay? Your halo looks great. Good. Gladys, where is your halo?
I can't bear you. Listen, I think I ought to say something besides the baby cake. Why would they just tear off after some baby they don't even know? I have to tell them it's Jesus. I have to tell them where he is.
No, Gladys. You say, and that's all you say. Now, sit down. Well, I guess we're as ready as we're going to be. Let's go backstage and be quiet while the people are coming in, and good luck.
Mrs. Bradley, actors don't say good luck. Actors say break a leg.